The girl was forced to marry a husband in a vegetative state. On the night she faced her husband and began to read a book titled Postpartum Care of Sows Unexpectedly. Shortly after she started reading, her husband was so angry that he directly spat out blood. When the doctor arrived, he exclaimed it was simply a medical miracle. The mother also firmly believed her son would definitely recover. She immediately concluded the girl was her son's savior. She quickly took out a bank card and gave it to the girl generously, saying she could spend the money in the card freely from now on. At this moment, the girl was overjoyed. It turned out the girl was an unloved adopted daughter in her family, only because the richest man's family had chosen her elder sister to marry the young master, who was paralyzed in bed, but the young lady was unwilling to marry a vegetative person, no matter what, so she set her sights on the girl. However, to everyone's surprise, the girl actually put on the wedding dress by herself and married into the richest man's family happily. She thought to herself that since she was not favored at home anyway, it would be better to go to the richest man's family, to be a wealthy lady as a result. As soon as the girl arrived at the richest man's house, the mother prepared more than a dozen servants for her. The girl immediately decided to perform well. Suddenly, she heard the servant say the young master had an accident. The girl instantly became nervous. Fortunately, after examination, the doctor said there was no serious problem. The girl finally breathed a sigh of relief. Looking at her husband lying in bed, although he was in a vegetative state, his face was extremely handsome. In order to perform well in front of the mother, the girl immediately leaned over to curry favor, saying she would take good care of him in the future. But she thought to herself that although she was very unwilling, she still had to put on an act. At least her hands also restlessly groped around on her husband's body. But she didn't know her husband could hear her thoughts and also feel her touch at this time. The husband was both ashamed and angry. He roared in his heart. Where did this hussy come from? He wished he could immediately call someone to drive her away. This anger made the husband's heartbeat speed up instantly. When the doctor saw the scene, his face was full of disbelief. The young master, who had been paralyzed for 10 years, actually showed signs of waking up. Want to know if the husband will wake up later? Please subscribe to me.